Hey everybody, Dr. Dustin Boston here. I'm here with Dr. Lindsay Langendorf. Fueled by faith, run by family, driven by results. This is the Vital Wire. So, here we go. This is our, you want to call it our tagline?
Yeah, I would say so.
Our
Motto.
our motto. Our one-liner for our office: fueled by faith, run by family, driven by results. 3 easy things. We run in threes on this office, but 3 easy things and really goals that we shoot for from multiple different angles as far as faith, family, and results, right? Mm-hmm. So jumping right in, we are very much a faith-based office.
We are.
While we don't push that, we have probably clients who maybe aren't in that realm. We've had clients that weren't in that realm that have moved towards that realm. But we definitely run this office on faith. We do this to glorify God and what He's given us and the body He's given us and how we heal. So definitely plays a part in our practice.
Yeah,
right?
and I think it definitely led us to be in this field to help others. It was definitely our calling from God.
Yeah. Absolutely. We know that there is a higher power, much like the innate intelligence of the body. Mm-hmm. So while we can talk about that for a year's worth of weekends, but the innate intelligence of the body, something instilled in us that allows our body to function, heal, perform every single day. And there's a higher power in all of us that allows us to do that. So with that being said, faith can be looked at from a couple different angles. So when we were prepping for this, here is literally the definition of faith: complete trust or confidence in someone or something. Having faith in how our bodies are supposed to function, having faith in our health, having faith in whatever we are doing in life, even if it's not based on health, having faith is a huge thing. There's a difference between faith and trust.
Yes.
Right? So we put a lot of trust in a lot of things, a lot of people, but literally if we can inspire people to move just from the definition and move in that definition of faith and having complete confidence in your body's ability to heal, your decision making, there's so much we can talk about when it comes to faith.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of our patients, when they find us, sometimes their faith is starting to waver, especially when it comes to their health, but sometimes in other aspects of their life as well, because of things that have gone on and led them to find us. And hopefully we can help restore some of that along the way too, and faith back into the healthcare system, because a lot of times they've lost that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And so one of the biggest things, and I tell people a lot of times on their first visit or when they meet us and they ask us, oh, well, what can you do about this? I often try to throw that word in there. It's like, I have faith in what we do. I have faith we can help you. I have faith, whatever it might be. I try to throw that word in there because it is powerful, and it's something that we string along through the process, through the care in our office and all the families that we see, that whether it's spiritually based or whether it's functionally based, the act of having faith, I believe, is very, very huge in overcoming, in healing, in decision making, in a big move, whatever it might be. Walk in faith, not just by trust. Trust your decision making, but make that decision based on faith and then trust the process. Now, health and decision making, rolling right into that, it's hard for a lot of people to have faith in that area, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would say so.
And especially with a lot of the clients we see, we're a full family care office. Mm-hmm. We see a lot of people from athletes and babies to pregnancy to, the older generation, the more experienced generation. But what are some of the things, what would you say some of the big things in this office that people come in for that we see requires a little more faith, requires a little more of that conversation?
I always think this with kids, and I always tell people, thank you for having faith in us. Thanks for trusting us with your health. And that especially comes true with people that are coming in that are pregnant and bring their children to us. To trust someone with your kid's health and their well-being can be a little scary. A lot of other people will go for references as well, like someone that referred us in, and that just shows that they have faith that we're going to take great care of their family and their friends. Yeah. So I feel like those are one of the 2 areas that we see a lot of people for that faith is a big factor for them. They have faith in us and what we do.
Yeah. And like you said, and you got the other side of the coin too, people referring other friends and family to us, but also us referring other people to other people with the resources we have. And they trust us, but they put the faith in us that we are going to give them the correct person resource referral, and then trust the process after that.
Because we've talked a lot about collaboration, and I feel like there's been so many times where I sit down to have coffee with someone and they talk about their journey to what they do and how they were led to that passion and how it was very much a God thing.
Yeah.
And I can think of like 4 or 5 providers on hand that had said those words to me unprompted. And that's just, I knew like it was a God thing that led us together, that we could collaborate and help our patients. And knowing that they're going to see someone that also has that same basis, that same faith, that same trust. Is really huge for us.
And we just saw a client this morning who started last week, maybe 2 weeks ago. She's been in 4 times now. And she's like, you guys are such a blessing to your community. You guys are such a blessing to me. And she told me, and I about lost it. She told me, she's like, I pray every night in gratitude and say, thank you for leading me here, like in this building. And I was like, holy cow, very, very humbled.
So powerful.
And having faith in those decisions or having the resources to have enough faith and making a decision in especially in and around your health is huge. It's huge. The more you know, the better off you're going to be. Like there's studies that show the more you know, the better questions you ask, the more you're able to connect with your health care. If you can have enough faith in your health care, you are going to leaps and bounds be better, quicker, faster. So having faith in those decisions are huge.
And I'm glad you brought up about the prayer, because that is something in our office that we also do, whether you want to participate or not. People have come to us and say, we're going through this hardship, or, we're experiencing this in our family. Can you pray for us? Will you add us to the prayer list? And it's not something that we will stand there and do with you in the front office, but if you want to, we will. But to add you just to our thoughts and prayers, and I don't know how many times I have gone home and prayed for someone or thought about someone over the week and just told them that as they came in, or sent them a message to follow up, see how they're doing. And that means so much to them that we were thinking about them, because they are like family to us. So we definitely want to make sure that that's included in our office as well.
So trust the process. And again, we're pretty heavy on the health side too, but even faith with a big move or whatever it might be, having faith along the journey. And we'll talk about this on another podcast if you haven't seen it already, is, along that journey, having faith in it. Gratitude, yes, very important, but having true faith along that journey. Walking by faith, not just by sight, is huge. Family. So third rung being family. Again, if you've seen the first one, you know a little more about our families. And everybody, this is a family owned and run office by us. And it's been a lot of fun, and we're going to keep it that way. This is not corporate America. We'd like to be as organized as them for sure, and
we're working on it.
We're getting there. We're getting there. As we're growing, we're learning how to leverage some more resources. But we are a family-owned and run office, which is a true blessing, because we can carry that over. And our number one core value is what? Genuine, right?
Yes.
So our number one core value being genuine. We genuinely want the people we see, the clients we see, to feel like family. But eventually also engage with us like family and build a relationship of the one before, trust and faith. But building that family atmosphere in this office is huge.
We had a patient or a client that came in this morning, and she brought her daughter from out of town, and she was excited. It wasn't just something on their list of things to do today, and she tagged along for it. It wasn't just like going to the grocery store. She was excited to share her process of coming into the office, getting adjusted with her daughter, and introducing her to us. And we were excited because we had heard all about her. So it was just that family aspect, and standing there and talking with her. And she thanked me for spending time just chit-chatting and kind of going over what happened over the long weekend with them. And I told her, I was like, I really enjoy this. You don't ever have to thank me for just, enjoying your presence and you being here. So that's the atmosphere we build.
And from Denver. She's in town from Denver. The coolest thing about that is that everything that's happened, especially since we moved here to Cottleville, talk about God thing and faith thing. The things that have lined up, the episodes, the engagements, everything that's lined up since we've moved physically into this office. We hire Cheney. And then this gal comes in and starts care. And then 3 weeks later, her daughter from Denver, which is nearby where Cheney's from, shows up in our office, and just that instant connection. Like, talk about family feel. Like, I felt it. You know, the high fives, the joking, the hugs. You know, we've had clients, can I hug you? And it's like, holy cow. Well, for you to, you know, engage, to burst into our bubbles a little bit and be willing to do that is huge.
Yeah.
So creating that connection with other families and really doing things together and building that community is super, super cool for sure. There are a lot of families we've yet to see. And if your family needs help, needs a referral, or, you know, we have a lot of other family-owned offices. We have friends around the country, which is great because we're able to, again, give you a trusting and faithful referral to a similar office. Now, I think I'm going to be biased here a little bit.
Okay.
I think if everybody would at least experience more of an office with a culture that was really genuinely about family and results, I think we could change the way healthcare works. I think, well, I know we can change the way that maybe our stereotype is viewed. And a lot of people, that's what I tell a lot of people. You and I, we talk about it all the time, about changing the stereotype of what we do. But building a culture that's going to uplift and bring that credibility, bring the results, and having that all around the country and giving people access to more of that. And if we can continue to build that around the country in a lot of different, not just chiropractic, but a lot of the people we work with, there's a lot of resources that we have now that we do send referrals to. And it's amazing to see how much their culture is very similar. And a lot of people that are like, oh my gosh, you've sent me so many people already. But those people that we've sent of our clients have also said, oh my gosh, I love them.
Yeah, and that's what we strive for, is that in that collaboration, that it's not just another appointment for you, it's just another provider or doctor. It's someone that is going to have the same culture and the same hopes for you as well. These are the same people that are going to go home and think about that interaction and maybe even say a prayer for you in their head and be there to help you in any way they can and probably go above and beyond, to be honestly.
Right. And it's very much more about, okay, what are you coming in here today for? It's very much more than that. And a lot of times, you know, I think all of us healthcare providers have kind of, at one time or another, everybody has their day, but there's a difference between having a day and having a culture. The culture of, I hear you, I see you, what is this affecting, how else can I help you? That is what family members do. They have your back. It doesn't take blood to be family.
No.
It takes literally that willingness to learn more, to really just interact with them on a higher level and learn more about them and what it is they need, not just what's going on. It's like, okay, we hear you, but what is this keeping you from?
Yeah.
What are you not doing? What are your goals? And there's things, we can get on a lot of topics, whether it's student athletes or you're even talking infertility. It's like sometimes those things don't come out because the faith hasn't been built. And a lot of people will walk into this office and they'll be like, well, honestly, it's because of this.
Yep.
Not just, well, this is what I'm dealing with. Well, what's this keeping you away from? So building that trust and credibility and that family feature is huge for sure.
Yeah, and I feel like that really plays into what they will bring up to us as well. A lot of times they don't think that it's something we can help with, or they think that chiropractic can help with, or one of our programs, whether it's fertility, sports, metabolic, subluxation panel, whatever it might be, they think, well, that can't help there, or there's no reason to bring it up, or maybe it's just a sensitive subject that they don't feel comfortable talking about it with someone else, but then over time they start to have that faith with us, and maybe it's not going to be a direct result, but we're going to have the ability to pass on that information to someone that can help with their permission and with a referral. But yeah, going that extra mile.
I mean, imagine meeting somebody new and you like this person, you jive with this person, like, oh man, they're really great people. And you might have things going on in your life. You might have a big decision to make. You might have a healthcare situation where you're looking for where to go, but you just meet this person and it's like, man, they're really cool, they're sweet, but would you instantly, or was there enough value built for you to say, hey, I'm struggling getting pregnant, or hey, my son just tore his ACL or whatever it might be, it's like, would you trust that person right off the bat? How many relationships are built like that real quick where they go, you know what? Thank you for doing that. I think you can help me. That's what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
It's not how quickly can we figure out what's going on. Well, it's very important. It's like, how fast can we figure out what's going on? But how fast can we connect with you, and not to just get you to trust us, but so we can genuinely engage in relationships, so we can figure out everything that's going on. Because oftentimes we hear the surface level things, and our goal is to break through and be like, that's why you're here.
Yeah.
That is why you're here.
I feel like that's a lot of what makes it our profession different, is we are trying to look at the person from a whole. And a lot of times people just come in and give us the chiropractic symptoms, the chiropractic issues that are coming in. And when we break through that and they really start to understand the culture here, the lifestyle, what we do, how chiropractic works for them and what we do in our office, they start to see how it can all piece together and kind of start to share little bits more of information. But I feel like we're one of the few professions that really looks at the person from a whole. So it's just not something they're used to yet. So there's that too. It's just they didn't know they expect that. So
Right. And a lot of people want to be helped, but what I find a lot of times is a lot of people want to be able to help other people.
yeah.
So diving deeper into some of the things that are going on, building that trust, that faith relationship, not just spiritually, but that faith-based relationship, like these guys can help us. Then also creating that family environment, because we can use a younger family scenario of, I'm struggling with this, it's keeping me from doing this. Like I'm struggling with low back pain or migraines or digestive issues. I'm running to the bathroom all the time, whatever it is, even more functionally. And it's keeping me from going to my kids' ball games or getting my kids to practice. So then my spouse, either husband or wife, my spouse has to do all this. That's what's killing them. They feel like they're letting not only themselves down, but their spouse down and somebody else. It's like, and I have these migraines because I'm just so maxed out, or my kid's not sleeping very well. And it's like, ooh, these migraines don't just show up for a reason. Miss Lamb, it's an upper cervical spine. I'll spare you all that long talk. But it could be also another thing. Like imagine somebody having a child that's very colicky, won't sleep, you're sleep deprived, you're dehydrated because you're not serving yourself nutritionally correctly. And then we find out there's a child problem. Building that faith, building that trust, and building that family will be like, if we were to ask, can we help your child? This will also help you. You're more likely to make a bigger effect on that entire family, and that person's going to be able to help. Yes, it's their child, but they could do that with a family member. They could do that with all kinds of different things, and building that faith in that family relationship is huge to be able to do that.
Yeah. And taking away that stress is huge for your health too. Stress is awful. It causes so many other health concerns and so many other problems in your life. So being able to make that one, whatever it might be, health condition for you or someone else in your family easier or go away completely can help so many other aspects that you don't even know
Yeah, 100%.
need help.
Which leads us right into the third bullet point, which is results. Based on results.
Driven by results.
Well, based
Yes.
on results, driven by results. I do, well, yeah. And so I started doing what I do based on results, but very much driven by results. Do you know, did I tell you the story like when I came up with this whole 3-name tag?
I don't know that you did.
Well,
If you did, it's been a long time.
you'll understand it because you know me, almost as well as a sister would. But fueled by faith, run by family, driven by results. Growing up in that God-loving racing community, it all ties back. I'm telling you, everything in here is very subliminal. You will catch it. I drop seeds like this all the time. But yes, everything, I decided to do what I do based on the results that I had in my own story. And then I just flipped it around to be genuinely ourselves in what this practice and what this brand stands for. And I put driven by results. So based on our happenings and the results that we had, we can now drive this community forward into the same results. We drive our care plans in this office based on results. We want to drive you into the results that you want to see and you deserve to see. So everything that we do is going to be based and driven on results. And it's so important to have a plan And we're blessed to have seen so many people and to be able to have a good book of data for sure, because it's not always, results aren't always based on numbers.
No.
Where's the research? And it's like, hang on a second. Imagine there was no research. Imagine the AMA and the British Journal of Medicine and the Harvard studies. Imagine there wasn't that. Let's just I enjoy that stuff. I enjoy seeing it. But just imagine we didn't have it. Let's just take that off the table for a second. How would you base your decision making in the care or that you're receiving, or the right investment opportunity? How would you base that?
Function and quality of life. I feel like those are the two biggest things for me, being able to do the things I want to do and enjoy them, and be able to do them without pain or dysfunction in your body that's keeping you from enjoying that time together. So for me, that's a really big measuring stick for our patients.
And you literally just defined results, whether you know it or not. You haven't seen this over here yet,
No,
but
I
you literally
haven't.
just said it. She's blind in one eye, can't see out of the other. She can't see out. No, I'm just kidding. Results. Here's the definition of results. A consequence, big word, a consequence. Seriously, huge. Consequence, effect, or outcome of something. I say consequence, and I highlight consequence being a big word because it is. A consequence can be a good thing, but we also, and more oftentimes, denote that to a bad thing. You better put that down or you're going to have consequences to pay for. We relate it to a negative result, right? But it truly is a consequence. Result is a consequence of something or an outcome, the effect or outcome of something. There's consequences not making a decision. You're going to get the appropriate result based on the consequence of not making a decision. And something that I heard this week, and something that my coaches have really instilled in me, is like, if you had 100 chances and you knew the first 99 times was not going to work or be no, but that 100 was going to be the result that you wanted, would you go through the consequence of doing the first 99 to get to 100? That's the first question, is would you even do it? And if you are going to do it, how fast are you willing to blow through the first 99 to get the consequence of the correct result? It's huge. So everything that we do here is based on result and the care plans we provide and the length of care. Honestly, how long would we like to see everybody?
Their whole lives.
Their whole life, exactly. And a lot of people have this stigma of once you go, you always have to go. Here's what we feel like.
Get to go.
Yeah, you get to go. You are able to go. You create that lifestyle, but it's based on you seeing the correct result, the proper consequence, and the result of that in a positive light, the effect of the positive result due to care. Because we've also had people that have like, oh my gosh, you've helped me so much, I'm fixed. And then they stop.
Yep.
And then oftentimes what do they do about 6 months later?
They come back.
They come back. And yes, it might be a symptom that brings them there. Or we've had just people like, I had no idea how great of an effect or how great a result I was having until I stopped doing it. And that's okay. So we want to see people for a long time, because the consequence of coming to chiropractic care for a long time, the result is the effect is in positive nature. It's not one of those, oh, you better put that down or you're going to shoot your eye out kind of consequence.
Yep.
So super, super cool based on results. How do we measure results here? What do you look for? What's the first thing Dr. Lindsay looks for? What's a result that Dr. Lindsay loves to see?
I'd say well, of course, it depends on the client that's coming in, what their health goals are. We definitely want to be working towards accomplishing their health goals, but we obviously set some other health goals. So maybe their first one is to get out of pain. Our next one for them is to be able to get back to what they were enjoying to do. And I think of a patient in particular that's been coming, and she's had phenomenal results. And she said something to me today, and she was like, I tell everyone about this because, what do they have to lose? Mm-hmm. And she's had such great results. And first, it was just getting her out of pain. Yeah. That was number one. And now it's getting back to functioning the way that she was before, being able to do the things she loved, being able to just run around town during the week and accomplish all the things she needs to get done so she can still spend the weekend or the afternoon doing things she likes, running, playing with her kids, doing other activities on the weekend that she has to be physically
Keeping
active
the house
for.
clean was
Yeah,
one of them.
Yeah, I mean, just little things, going up and down the stairs as many times as you need to when you have 2 boys to look after doing all their laundry. So,
Yeah. Right.
I mean, for me, that's what I'm looking at is how is your life improving while being under care? And I feel like a lot of people come in with just the idea, like you said, of just getting out of pain.
Yeah.
And then they quickly realize, well, maybe I just don't want to feel better or be out of pain. Maybe I want to be functioning better. Maybe my life can be improved and I didn't even know it. So
Right.
looking for those little things to measure their improvement by is huge for me.
I can almost guarantee you with a lot of the studies, because we said it's not always the
It's
data.
not always the numbers.
The numbers, the cohort double-blinded studies, but that show the true clinical result. Because here's the thing, I guarantee you in a lot of the, never say always or never, but in a lot of the studies that are done on any topic, healthcare, whatever, how far a bouncy ball bounces if it's got 20% more plastic, whatever it is, I can almost guarantee you that they do not put in there that this patient, we'll say, because that's how they say it, this patient was able to do the dishes all 7 days of the week.
Yeah.
That's not the result that they're trying to display.
Maybe an occupational therapist study where they're measuring daily activities. But for the majority,
Right.
that's not going to be there.
This client was able to, or see client, this patient was.
We're doing the opposite
Oh man,
here.
I'm just gonna say client. This client was able to do a 3-day vacation at Disneyland with their grandchildren. That's a result.
And if you've ever tried to squeeze in Disney World or Disneyland in 3 days, you know that you need to start at peak health before so you can get through the
And I'll
3
tell you
days
what,
walking those parks.
you do 3 days with grandchildren. I'm speaking like I'm not, but we have a lot of people
We have
who go.
babies though.
Yeah, we have babies. I have grandchildren who watch, or grandparents that watch our babies, just like you do. But I can guarantee you do 3 days in Disney with grandchildren, there's probably going to be a headache, some soreness, some pain, and I would expect that. But the result is you were able to complete the task. And that not only is, okay, good, kids are safe, we got through that, it's done, I made it through the day, but how big is it also for them in their heart to have been able to even do it?
Right, and be present in it. Because that was something I talked with another provider about the other day, was being present. Not being stressed, not being in pain, not worrying the whole time of when is the headache going to start or when is that knee pain going to start to creep into the day. Am I going to be able to make it through walking the entire park or walking the zoo or make it through the 3rd baseball game this weekend before that starts to set in? Will I be able to do that? So making sure that you can actually be present and remember those memories and be able to enjoy them is really another way that we are measuring.
And not even just
progress.
figuratively, like figuratively. You're speaking figuratively, like, man, I'm there and you're
Right.
not there. But imagine just being able to be present, like the opposite of absent. You could very well just be absent and just not be able to go. Sorry, grandpa's going, but grandma can't go because she can't do it.
Right.
Period. Well, where's mom? Well, she couldn't come to the game today. She is absent because she is currently stuck with a pillow over her face with migraine.
Yeah.
So literally being present mentally, like you said, figuratively, but physically being able to be present is a result based on action that you've made because of the family that you've put around you, that you've put faith in. See how I just backtracked all of that?
All of that, just tied it all. I don't know if you
had
caught
a
that, guys.
positive a positive consequence, which is a great result due to the faith that you put in a decision making, but also that family that you're seeking care with, or the family around you that's inspired you to be able to be present is super huge. So that is, that's in a nutshell. I mean, these are pretty preliminary. This is like episode 2 or 3 here at this point. This might be episode either 2 or 3, but this is a foundational couple episodes here before we start jumping into guests.
Yeah.
Where we're literally laying a foundation. So if you're sticking with us here, we appreciate you because this is episode 3 at this point.
And like we said, we're genuine. You're seeing seeing this, from start to finish.
We hope you see the growth of this. But if you stop watching now, we hope you come at like episode 103 and you go, holy shit, you've come a long way.
Yeah, it's so much better. You've made progress. The consequence of choosing to keep going.
No joke. But yeah, so just setting the stage for what's coming about. We want to give you a good inside look, a genuine look into why the heck are you guys doing this? Who the heck are you? And we're setting these in these first few episodes because we are already lining up guests and speakers.
We have some awesome guests and speakers and other providers that are even local that we want to collaborate and bring in this room and share with you, because we know that, again, on that faith, we have faith in them and what they do, that they're going to be a great resource for you as well.
And they're very quickly becoming part of our family. So not only have we put faith in what they do and what they stand for, but now there's that faith and trust dynamic as they're a part of our family to continue to give people the best results possible. Whatever result you want to get, we want to put the right people in the room for you. It could be, yes, on a healthcare perspective. It could be dog training. It could be a personal skills coach for whatever sport. We've got a lot of that. Whatever result you are looking for, we want to put that in your field, in your corner, through us, if we can be that resource. So we've got a lot of cool things coming up. What else you got?
I think that's it. But make sure that you guys are thinking of questions for us, because if you have questions and you watch an episode or a podcast with us, make sure that you put it out there, whether it's in our Facebook group, which I'm blanking on the name of the private one.
The VIP Community Access Group.
Yes, make sure that you join that group, answer the questions, get in there, because there's so much more content in there as well, but you can start to post in there. Send us a message. Tell us if there's something or someone that you really want us to speak on. We want to be there too to support you in that way. If you guys are someone that need to be on that prayer list or want to be on that prayer list, or you want to dive more into that when you're in the office, please tell us, because we want to include that and support you in that way as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll drop some links. We'll get you to where you need to be. We're excited you're here with us. We hope you stick with us. Give us feedback. Let us know what we can do better, or how many times that I said or that's fine. I'll get over it. But we're excited you're here. We love and appreciate you guys. This has been another episode of The Vital Wire. See ya.